Many of you have heard a lot of different things out there when it comes to real estate investing. Some people think of it as this big, scary thing that, oh my goodness, I need a lot of money to get started, or I need excellent credit to get started. And the fact of the matter is it's been proven time and time again that you don't need either of those two. You don't need a lot of money and you don't need excellent credit to get started in real estate investing. Let me repeat that again. You do not need excellent credit or a lot of money to get started in real estate investing. So, if you were someone who was super brand new and never owned a deal, never done a deal, never bought property, don't own your own, whatever it is, I'm going to tell you to do a concept called driving for dollars. Driving for dollars. I had done hey Michelle, how's it going? I had done a video earlier today and I was talking about this simple concept and someone, hey Chris, how's it going? Someone had said that they're biking for dollars, right? So they're driving their bikes. They're driving their bike in local neighborhoods and they're looking up properties and writing the addresses down and attempting to do deals. Some people are walking for dollars. So this is the concept. And many of you that, hey Sophia, how's it going? Many of you that don't know, driving for dollars simply is driving in your local neighborhood looking for properties that look like they need work. Once again, you're driving your local neighborhood and what you're doing is you're looking for properties that look like they need work, right? It can be the grass is a little bit too high. It could be a situation where some of the windows may be boarded up. There may be a car sitting up, jacked up on jacks or blocks, or whatever that is. It could be a tag on the door. In other words, the city has red tagged that property for whatever reason. And Chris said, yes, I'm paying Uber Eats kids to do this and Uber Eats drivers for addresses. That's brilliant. It's a powerful way to leverage what it is you're doing. Chris is saying that what he does, he goes ahead, he pays people that are driving around doing Uber Eats and letting them know to go ahead and write down addresses of properties that look like they need work. That's basically, that comes down to just telling everybody what it is you do. You know what I mean? Another one, Chris, is tell your local scrappers. You know, the guys, many of you live in towns where people are recycling metal or recycling aluminum or recycling. These guys are hidden gems for deals, right? Tell your scrappers, tell your pest control people, mailman, UPS. We've all heard. Tell everyone what it is you do, guys. But that's great, Chris. I'm happy to hear that, man. That's the power of leveraging. It's powerful, man. Driving for dollars in your local area and writing down addresses. Okay. When we're done with this video, I'm going to give you all a website that is free, where you all can go ahead and look up information throughout the United States in your specific county. In other words, this general website links to your specific county throughout the United States. It's free. It's linked to all the cities and counties where you can go ahead, log into your local county, look up the property information to see how many bedrooms, how many baths, square footage, lot size, etc., etc. You know, the county has a lot of information, guys. A lot of information. So what would I do? The fastest, easiest way to go ahead and get somebody, what I would tell them is to go ahead and go out and drive for dollars. Why do I say that? Bandit signs cost money, right? If you're going to buy a lot of bandit signs, there's two ways in which bandit signs work. It's not just putting them out, but it's about being consistent about putting them out. and actually at the same time being strategic about putting them out. Right? You want to put them in an area where people are going to slow down a little bit in efforts to go ahead and read the banded sign. Right? That costs money. Mailers cost money. Gas does cost money, however. Many of you that have vehicles, be strategic about it. Get in your car maybe 30 minutes before work, right? Or even after work, right? Drive a different area and just write down addresses, right? Look up properties that look like they need work. You'd be shocked at how many properties have been sitting there for weeks and months, sometimes even years in your local areas. You hear stories all the time about, wow, this property's been sitting here for, 10 months, 9 months, 8 months, right? And you were the only one that went ahead and contacted the individual, and come to find out they were a motivated seller. The reason driving for dollars works so well is, number one, the amount of competition. Even though many of you may live in these areas where it looks like it's a ton of competition, the amount of competition for people that are really doing this is not a lot, especially people that are doing this, that are consistent in doing this, right? Here's another tip for you. And I really want you guys to pay attention to, while you're out driving for dollars, pay attention to those vacant lots. So if you see a house, a vacant lot, a house, ask yourself this question. What's going on with that vacant lot? If you don't know the address, write the addresses down on either side of that lot. Okay? And then go ahead and go home and then look up the information. I can go ahead and tell you to go ahead and get the Landglide app, which will cost, oh yeah, that's right, Landglide, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Landglide app is like 7 days. You can do a 7-day trial run for like free. And then after that, it's like $9.99 a month. But I'm telling you to utilize these low cost to free resources, because if you don't have a lot of money, then you're going to have to put more time in, right? If you don't have a ton of money, you got to put more time in. Real estate investing can work for you if you work it. It's just like the job that you work at for 8 hours a day, right? You go ahead, you work that job to make a paycheck. You got to invest the same thing into real estate investing. So as you're driving for dollars and you're writing down the information, you go home, you look up the information. On the free website I'm going to go ahead and give you when this video is complete. Once you look up that information, you're going to find where the owner, you can go ahead and do, you can pay for a skip trace, or you can go on YouTube. Matter of fact, don't even do that. I'm going to go ahead and link it on here. Okay, and it's on YouTube. It'll probably pop up, number one. I did a video a while back called Facebook Skip Tracing. Facebook Skip Tracing. That is simply finding an owner that typically is on Facebook. If they're not on Facebook, some of their family members are on Facebook. And messaging them, letting them know that you went ahead and drove by 123 Main Street. You're an investor. Hey, Josephine, how are you? You're an investor, and you simply you work with other investors that buy properties all cash. Will they be interested in selling? All right. Facebook skip tracing is powerful, guys. I created that because I was having a lot of success. I was having a lot of success in finding owners or relatives of owners on Facebook. You got over 2 billion accounts. 2 billion accounts on Facebook. You got 7 billion people on the planet. So that's what, 1 in 3? I mean, leverage Facebook. If you don't have an account, create a dummy account and look up their information. This is a tip. The more odd their name is, the easier it is to find them, because certain things will pop up. Look at Facebook. Look at LinkedIn. You'll be able to find individuals many of you are doing and paying for skip tracing that you probably would be able to find for free. Yeah, Facebook skip tracing. You find them, you pitch the offer. Now this is numbers. Keep playing the numbers. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Then what you do is once they go ahead and, well, back up a little bit, you're going to have to find out some information about that property. One of the most important things that you have to find out is what is the value of that property. Once again, what is the value of that property? You're going to need to know that, because many of you that are just beginning, that have very little to no money, what you're going to do is you're going to make an offer based upon, obviously, their motivation and what you find in those values. You have to know the value of that property. In other words, the whole concept around wholesaling is getting a property cheap enough so that you can assign your equitable interest to a cash buyer. That cash buyer, if they see enough meat on the bone, if they see enough profitability in that property, they will buy it. Trust me. Okay. Now, in order to go ahead and do that, you're going to need a contract. You're going to need a binding agreement. I'm going to link that in the description. Okay, so I'm going to link several things in the description that you all can go ahead and look at and or download for free. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and link another video that I did, and it's entitled, I Found a Vacant Property. Now what? Now what do I do? Right? So let me back up a little bit. Let's assume that you go ahead and you get this contract with the motivated seller, and you assign that contract to a cash buyer. That cash buyer closes the deal in 2 or 3 weeks or whatever time that is. Bam, you go ahead, you're going to make some money. That cash buyer is going to go ahead and make their money when they go ahead and they fix the property up. The seller gets rid of the property. You just created your first real estate investing deal. It is not difficult to do it, but you have to be consistent in doing it. Don't think that you can come into the business and think that, well, wait a minute, it didn't work for me the first time. It works, guys. All you got to do is go to YouTube, right? All you got to do, forget YouTube. Go to your local real estate investment club, right? I encourage all of you to do this. And I've been telling people to do this since day one. Go to your real estate investment club. Network with those individuals. There are people there who wholesale real estate. There are people there who fund real estate. There are real estate agents there. There are brokers there. There are some heavy-duty people there that have been going there. I'm going to tell you something, guys. Give you a little story. Me and my family just got back from vacation from South Carolina, right? We stayed with some family there, and actually it's extended family, let me say that. And I just so happened to, I'm not going to name any names, but this young lady is 67, maybe 68 years old, right? A retired nurse. Years ago, guys, she purchased a property. It was a house, right? But she lives in an area where they are accepting of not just houses, but mobile homes, manufactured homes as well. And this particular area and different areas are zoned for this as well, right? So what she did years ago is she befriended a friend of hers. Actually, it wasn't even, they were just neighbors, actually. She befriended a lady that lived right behind her in a mobile home. So as the years passed on, what happened is this lady ended up getting sick. And so the lady that I'm talking about, the lady that's 68 years old, and this elderly lady that lived behind her ended up talking. And the elderly lady that lived behind this lady who's 68 years old had asked if the lady would go ahead and purchase her mobile home. This elderly lady, who was elderly and getting sickly and whatnot, she has some family, I think kids or whatever. They live in New York. But the kids never came down to visit her. And so the two ladies went ahead and made an agreement. And actually, what ended up happening was this lady who's 68 years old ended up buying this 2-bedroom mobile home for $1,500. Now, the beauty about this story, guys, is this lady now is in her 60s, 68 years old. The elderly lady that had the mobile home has passed away. But she ended up buying this property for $1,500, guys. So she bought the mobile home and the lot for $1,500 today. Today, she rents that property out, Section 8, $1,000 a month for a mobile home. For a mobile home. She doesn't know LLC. She doesn't know what that means. She doesn't know what hard money means. She doesn't know what wholesaling means. You know, she doesn't know some of the things that many of you know in terms of the basics. Okay, she doesn't know. All she knew how to do, she didn't even know how to do contracts. All she did, we sat for about half an hour. When she told me, she was like, Gerald, what I did was I just had sense enough. We had sense enough. She had sense enough to go ahead and contact a local attorney. The attorney went ahead and had the documents, drew up the agreement, and away they went, right? But to this day, this lady rents a property behind her house for $1,000 a month. She don't even see herself as a real estate investor. And she kept telling me, she says, Gerald, she was like, I feel bad because I'm not educated, or I'm not knowledgeable, or I'm not this, I'm not that. I said, forget that. You know, give me somebody who wants to do. So what, you have all this, people have all these bells and whistles and education. That's not, so what? If you don't do anything, what are you going to do with it? You know, so when she was telling me that story, and I shared with her my stories of what I had done and how I had started out, she also told me that she also went ahead and took the time not to just purchase the property not to purchase this mobile home that's behind her house. She purchased the other mobile home that's behind that mobile home and is renting that out. I was like, I asked her, I says, how come you didn't keep going? She started laughing. She was just like, this is all I need. You know, I was like, yeah, because I mean, she comes across great deals, you know, $1,500. And I'm just like, I was like, you know, if you put effort into it, I was like, you can probably make $5,000 a month easy, residual, no problem. She was like, yeah, but you know, I'm just, you know, right now she's a retired nurse, wants to go ahead and enjoy her grandbabies. And she has this thing called the power of time, right? She's not working, she's retired. So she has time, has money coming in. You know, that mobile home back there goes ahead and actually both of those go ahead and take care of all the bills and then some. Right? So guys, this business is not difficult. Some of these terms that you all hear us talking about, I want you to kind of, I don't use the word dumb it down, but the person, the individual that you're trying to purchase the property from, lots of times they don't know all this fancy stuff. if I'm sitting here, I'm talking about subject to investing or lease option, they're like, what are you talking about? You know? So anyways, guys, don't make it any more, don't overcomplicate the process. You know, it's not difficult. I think when people go ahead and they talk to me, and they reach out to me, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's email, whether it's on the street, whether it's in the store, because it's getting, right now, it's getting bananas. The amount of people that they think it's like some big barrier or something like that. It's no. You know what I mean? No, just keep it real simple. And if people say no, they say no. Somebody will say yes, right? But you have to continue to swing the bat. You have to continue to get up to the plate. You have to continue to, overcome fear. See, we're not talking about real estate. There's something that's blocking real estate investing. If you're really, really honest with yourself, there's something that's blocking that. And it's before real estate investing, and there's a fear there. So let's get over that. And the best way to get over that fear is creating action. It's like wanting to go ahead and get in shape. Eating right, working out, it takes time to go ahead and do that. You got to create action. You have to do it. So go ahead and go out and do it. It's okay. Anyways, guys, I'm going to link all those links in the description. I'm going to also link the video, I found a vacant house. Now what? You all check all those things out. And hey, you got it.